All right, this is gonna be a part 2 to a video I just recently uploaded. This is gonna be a little more in-depth, for, anyone who hasn't done this before that needs, extra help figuring it out. So this is a LED light that I added to the kitchen from this light that was already there. First thing you're gonna do if you want to add a light and you already have a pre-existing one, and it's kind of similar if you have one and you just want to change it out for another light, but you're gonna go ahead and buy a light and you're gonna go ahead and look through the instructions and see if you can find anything that'll tell you exactly what kind of wire you need or an amperage, so you can decide what size wire you need. In this case, I went with a 14-2, which is going to have a black, a white, and a ground. And the next thing you're going to need is a meter. This is a Klein. You can have a Fluke, a Field Piece. You could have a Harbor Freight Special, Northern Tool, whatever, Greenlee. If someone has a Fluke that's $400, $500, then I imagine they wouldn't be watching this video. So, like I said, it doesn't really matter so long as it has volts. Alternating current, AC. Some of them have an AC and DC here. You put it on AC. This is in AC, and I could change it to DC, but you go ahead and put it in AC. You want to make sure the meter actually works. So you come to a wall socket, plug it into the wall socket, and you should read 120 volts, or 115, 110, 125, anywhere in that range. If I unplug it, it'll go away. And this is just so you know that it works. That way you don't think you have 0 voltage at the light and then go to play with it and get zapped. So once you have figured that your meter is working properly, you come up to your light. Okay, now if you're gonna swap this light for another light, let me see if I can get this meter to hang right here. If you're gonna swap this light for another light, then you go ahead and check voltage for this light. Make sure you don't have power. Then you're gonna go ahead and take this light down, put a new one up. In this case, I ran a new wire, this wire right here, this 14-2, in the attic over to that location, popped the hole in the ceiling and pulled the wire through before hooking it up. Then I went ahead and mounted that light with the hardware it comes with. You can get some screws, toggle bolts, whatever you want to mount it with, depending on if you're going to sheetrock or wood. That's a different issue. That's carpentry work, not electrical here. So you go ahead and run your wire from here to there. Then whenever you are ready to hook it up, you will come check voltage to your white and black wire here. Okay, hot and your neutral. You'll either unwire nut these, check your voltage, or you can shove it into the wire nuts, check your voltage. You should have 120 volts if that's what this fixture is supposed to be, not 220. So you got your 120 volts, then you go into your breaker box, okay? You go find one labeled kitchen or wherever you're changing the light, and if they're not labeled, then you go ahead and get someone else to go in there. You go in there, flip them off until this light turns off. All right, once this light turns off, then there should be no power to it. You come back and check, and if there is 0 volts or some type of millivolt or something really low and stupid, then the circuit is off, and you can go ahead and take your new wire, strip it back, hook it up, okay? You go ahead, hook that end up over there, come back over here, hook this end up while there's no power to it, which you can do it with power on, but the safe and correct way is to go ahead and hook this up with no power on it, then go back to the breaker. You're gonna turn the breaker on. Once you done wire nut of this back up together, everything's hooked up, good to go. Let me go walk over there and look at this other one. All right, this one here, I just put snow caps on it. All right, so I got my wire coming through. I put a little silicone around it so it doesn't rub on that metal. And went ahead and took my white to my white, my black to my black, and my green to my yellow and green in this case. And this is an 18 gauge wire, so my 14 gauge should be sufficient. And like I said, it has different mounting holes on it, and you go ahead, square it up, mount it wherever you want, run your wire to it. And in this case, me having both of these lights wired together, which is what I wanted, when I turn the switch off, they will both come on and off together. So, like I said, if you want to add a light, that's the way to do it. If you want to add a completely separate light, then you're going to have to pull a wire down the wall, put a light switch, and then, you know, run power to it. But this had already had previous power. I just added a light to it. If you have any questions about doing any other way, you can comment and I can explain, or I can make a video of that scenario as well. Appreciate you guys checking it out, and I hope this helps somebody. Y'all take it easy.